How are you all doing? This is Justin. I want to talk to all of you about the Extinguisher deer call by Illusion Hunting Systems. What's neat about this call is it got a 99.6% rating by the North American Hunting Club, the NAHC, which is like the highest rating a deer call has ever gotten. And have you ever had your deer call like freeze or stick on you and make weird noises when you try blowing through your deer call? This slide system here on the Extinguisher deer call lets you unfreeze a sticky reed. Just sliding it up and down will unstick and unfreeze your reed inside the Extinguisher, which is pretty neat. That's cool. But yeah, the Extinguisher deer call by the Illusion Hunting Systems produces like the natural sound and tones and volumes to like control deer behavior. To like get the attention of and grab attention of deer and control deer behavior out there in your hunting area. It sounds very much like real deer calls. Have you ever been in the woods, walking through the woods, or sitting in a stand, or sitting in your hunting blind, or deer hunting in general, and have heard real live deer sounds? I have. I've heard real live buck grunts and doe grunts, and I've heard real live doe bleats, and I've heard real live fawns and yearling calls, yearling, fawn, bleats, and grunts, and the sounds that they make. I've heard real live deer vocalizations. If you've heard real live deer vocalizations out in the woods like I have, then you know how just important it is, as I do, to have a manufactured, artificial deer call that sounds realistic. It sounds like the real deal. And this Extinguisher deer call by the Illusion Hunting Systems is just that. It sounds really good. Now, I was introduced to the Extinguisher deer call for the first time like 3 years ago by my good buddy Hunter Flick. He owned one of these and I never did. I always used the True Talker by Hunter Specialties. That's another deer call that's got a high rating by NHC, the North American Hunting Club. The True Talker, that's another deer call that sounds realistic. That's really great at getting the attention of deer and controlling deer behavior out there while hunting, is the True Talker by Hunter Specialties. That call, deer call, artificial deer call, and this one, the Extinguisher, are my two favorite deer calls on the market because they both sound real to me, and they actually have gotten really good positive responses by real live deer for me. I've called in and shot does and bucks with the True Talker by Hunter Specialties. I've called in and shot bucks and does with using this Extinguisher deer call. But yeah, so the Extinguisher deer call, a 99.6% rating by the North American Hunting Club. So that should tell you something right there alone. But let's hear how good it sounds. I'm the star of the show, man. That's gonna pull them right in here, man. I think that's what brought them across the river anyway. Okay. I think that's what brought them in. We have like 4 or 5 deer right here, man. We have 4 or 5 deer that walk across the river. They're right to our right or behind us. We're right in the freaking sun, too, so we gotta be still. They're right. Alright, get back on thunder here. Don't sway it. You're on cue. Okay, let your draw down. Let it down. They're gone. Let it down.
Hold on, still see it. I see it.
Where? No, you don't.
Yeah, I did. It's going down over us.
There's no deer there, dude. They ran away.
We just saw it.
So the first time I was introduced to this extinguisher deer call by my friend Hunter Flick, we were on a Maine expanded archery hunt in an expanded archery zone. And Thunder let me borrow the extinguisher deer call to do the calling. He was the shooter with his bow, and I was the cameraman and the caller. And I blew on that extinguisher deer call for the first time, and I was taken back. I was impressed. It sounded really good. It sounded real to me. It sounded like a deer was right there. And believe it or not, I actually did call in a group of deer, does and yearlings, to our location. And Thunder got at full draw, and he hit the brim of his hat and spooked that big doe, that lead doe that was in front, and they bounded off. But we called those deer in using the extinguisher deer call. How awesome is that? And that was my first experience using one and hearing one, and I was sold. I immediately went out to Walmart and bought my very own extinguisher deer call by Illusion Hunting Systems. And what's really cool is after I purchased this call, so I could own one and use while hunting, I too went out on my own hunt and called in and shot deer using this very deer call. And actually just this last expanded archery season last year in 2023, I called in a nice buck in an expanded archery zone. I called it in using doe attention grunts. I used this very call right here to call in that buck in the Maine expanded archery zone last year. Just the attention grunt. Just a short, little quick burst of the call. That it's not a bleat. That's a bleat. A little bit longer and drawn out. I was just doing this, just using the attention grunt. The attention grunt is just a short, quick little. Hey, I'm over here. I'm a deer and I'm over here. Come check me out. Hey, who are you? Is that Joe? Is that Sophie? Is that Mark? Tim? Hey, this is Peter. I'm over here. Hey, come play. Come mingle with me. That's the attention grunt. It's just, hi, how are you doing? I'm over here. Do you want to come check me out? Want to come hang? Come hang. Let's hang out. That's the attention grunt. To a deer, that's all that means. That is dynamite. That call can be used year-round in early season, like pre-rut, rut, late season, post-rut. Year-round deer call right there. Just a doe attention grunt. Does use that call hundreds of times a day to call to their fawns or their yearlings, to talk to other does. A doe talk back and forth. Bucks, a buck attention grunt, same thing. Hey, this is Joe. Hey, is that Mark? Bill? Fred? Hey, Fred, I'm over here. Come check me out. Come hang. Come hang over here, Fred. This is Joe. Or did I say Fred and Mark? Whatever. But yeah, a buck attention grunt can be used year-round. Especially like when the bucks are grouped up in bachelor groups. In early season, the summer, bucks are grouped in 2s, 3s, or 4s or more. And they're going to be very social and communicate a lot often with the attention grunt. Same thing in doe groups. And does and their yearlings and does from years prior stuff. Making up a doe group of 3 or more does and their yearlings, that they are extremely social animals. Whitetail deer are very vocal and social, more than people realize and think. Deer are constantly communicating with one another with body language and calls like attention grunt or short bleats. A doe might bleat out. Like a doe bleat can be used for like a distress call too. Sometimes a loud long bleat is a distress deer. Like when a coyote or a bobcat might have the hold of the leg of a yearling or a doe, they might let out a long, stressful sound and bleat. But the bleat that all of us hunters love, the bleat that we're familiar with, that we want to use when hunting during the rut, is the, that estrus bleat that a doe gives when she's feeling in heat. It's not an attention grunt. It's a bleat. Maybe 1 second long. A grunt is like a half a second, or a split, just even less than a half a second. A bleat is about 1 second long. An estrus bleat. A distressed, panicking deer that a predator might have a hold of. They're gonna that call can be used when like out predator hunting, trying to shoot coyotes late season in December or January stuff. But yeah, so the attention grunt, year-round call, and knowing that, I used that very call in my hunt last year to shoot that nice little buck in a Maine expanded archery zone with my bow. He come in looking and listening, looking for that deer because he heard the attention grunt. Doesn't that call sound real? Sounds really good. So yeah, so these couple hunts that you're seeing in this video, me and Thunder, we called in that group of does, yearlings, using this very call, the Extinguisher deer call by Illusion Hunting Systems. And that buck I shot in the Maine expanded archery, I called in using the attention grunt on this Extinguisher deer call. How cool is that? That's a really, really good call to have in your arsenal. I highly recommended the Hunter Specialties True Talker deer call, and I highly recommended the Illusion Hunting Systems Extinguisher deer call. Have those two calls in your pack with you at all times. Those are my go-to artificial manufactured deer calls that sound real to me and that have worked for me, that have actually got the attention, held the attention of, and pulled in deer, does and bucks and yearlings. And I've shot deer that I've called using the Hunter Specialty deer call and this Extinguisher deer call. So a very good deer call right there. down, I think. I think he just went down. I think I just killed him. Is that even recorded? No. No, it's not. So hopefully I got the shot on this. I just heard him go down. This isn't even recorded. It is now. Huh. It was a 10-yard shot. I think I just heard him go down, guys. Oh, man. Oh, that was a nice expanded archery buck, like a big 4-point or something. I just heard him crash. Just heard him crash down the ridge. He ran up. I heard him go down. He went down hard. Oh, man. Whoo-wee. Holy cow. I had to stare down with him for forever. Oh, man. That was a nice deer. Nice deer. This wasn't, my GoPro wasn't recording, but luckily I was able to have the camera at wide angle. I shot him right here at 10 yards, guys. He was 10 yards away from me. Oh, man. Yes. So here's my arrow. I found blood too. So we got here's my arrow. There's blood. I've got well over 8 inches of that arrow that went into that deer. As much as 10 or 12. There's blood down the shaft up to there. Yeah, enough to enough to double lung him, for sure. So the arrow's broken right here. Blood right to there. Good blood too, really. Yeah, good blood. Good blood here on the ground. Alright, everybody. So, oh my word, that's bright as all. I got him right here, guys. Let's change the light on this thing. Yeah. It's not so bright. So, yeah, let's just do whatever. Yeah, he's a beautiful buck. He's nice. Yeah. Oh, he's got a lot of mosquitoes on him. I'll get him out of here. There he is. What do we got here? Oh, big old 4. Big old 4-point. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Holy smokes. So here's my first deer in the 2023 Maine's expanded archery season. And I filled my buck tag for expanded archery. I have a doe tag left right now. If I go on to fill that doe tag in expanded archery zones, I could buy another $13 doe tag and keep shooting more does if I choose. But I got this, my first paddled antlered buck. I've never shot a whitetail buck with paddles for antlers, with these thick palmed paddle-like antlers. He's got some character to him. He's a beautiful expanded archery buck, right? I travel over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hour drive to get to this expanded archery zone. So some calls that you might want to use this time of year. Here it is, November, like November 8th. We're kind of past the pre-rut. It's like the chasing phase of the rut right now. The bucks are on them. They're seeking after and chasing does right now. There's some does cycling into estrus right now. It's the 8th of November. There's a handful of does out there in heat and estrus right now around me. There's bucks tending a doe right now that's smelling right, that's in heat, and they're wanting to breed that doe. And a buck tending a doe that's in heat is going to sound like this. He's gonna grunt like every step. He's behind that doe that smells right, and he's He's chasing her and circling her and going. He's following her every move, and he's grunting like every step. If the doe doesn't stand or grunt, stand still and let him mount her, if the doe's not going to let him breed her, he might do a guttural, a deep, long, drawn-out guttural bawl sound. It sounds like this. How many of you have heard the buck bawl in real life? I have. I heard it last year. I heard it this year. I've heard real live bucks let out that guttural sound and buck bawl. It's a great call to use this time of year. If you're in stand and you see deer out there in the distance, you might see a buck chasing a doe way out there, 100 yards, 80, 100 yards. And if you want to pull that buck off a doe that's not, let's say that doe isn't standing her ground, standing still and allowing that buck to breed her, he might be willing to come take a look over your way. If you're making it sound like there's another doe in heat at your stand location, and you make it sound like there's another buck, like his suitor, a buck that he might have fought off and chased off, try to get out of his, chase out of his area, the area where he's like tending them does. That buck, if that's a mature buck, the one you're after, one you're talking about, you might be able to call him to your location, because he might come in looking with hair bristled, ears laid back, and ready to brawl. He might be coming in to fight off and chase off that buck from that other doe that's in heat.